Here we are at hole 1 at Crystal Springs. No tee signs yet for the tee pads, but you will notice that there's some small blocks of wood that have distance, as well as the par and kind of a general look at what the hole looks like. Cement tee pads. This one's flush with the ground. I look down at the fairway. Shows some water a little long, and the basket sits over here to the left. Can't quite see it. And if we look over here to the right, there's a mailbox that contains scorecards and maps. Depending if it's right after a tournament, sometimes those can be in a little bit of a low supply, but most of the time it has scorecards and maps there. This hole looks like probably a nice buzz shot, so we'll get some filming of a shot down the fairway and get started. So here's a look back up the fairway on hole 1. Tee box is up there at the top, about 200 feet. As we come down the fairway, we can see that it opens out. It's kind of a right-handed hyzer shot. Opens up to the basket. And nice big green here, but let's go look. Just behind the basket and left, you'll notice there's some rough. And just behind the basket and long is the water. So remember, this is a downhill hole, only 200 feet away. Very easy to get in the water. As you can see from my drive, I just barely missed being in the water here, so it doesn't take much to get in the water and get in trouble. Here we are at a look from hole 2's pro tee box. No sign here, but you can see there is, again, one of the peels that you can see to help define the tee pad. I think we need to walk up the fairway and take a look at this one. It's kind of an anhyzer, sitting out on a little bit of a peninsula. See here, they're in the process of framing up the am tee, and if we look beyond the am tee to the end, there's the basket sitting on that peninsula. We'll take a look at the green when we get down there. This hole looks like a forehand. I'm going to throw a predator on this hole. So here we go. Here's a look at 2's basket. Again, kind of sitting on a peninsula with water anywhere from 30 to probably at its shortest point about 17 feet from the basket. So you definitely want to get in balance, but you have plenty of room to the right if you're throwing a forehand. In the past tournament, they played that cement right there under the shed OB, so you can't go too far right. But long and right, you're pretty safe. Nice big landing area, and as you can see, there's my drive right there, so we'll see if we can make this putt. Here we are at hole 3. The last tee box was natural, but here we have a nice cement tee pad again. This is from the am tees. The pro tees aren't cleared out yet for this one. I don't know if they'll be in play for the championship or not, so I'm going to go ahead and play the am tee and video it. The basket, if I look down the fairway all the way to that tree right there, it's up and to the right, probably 45-50 feet. I just can't see it from here, but we'll get a video shot of it back from the green when we get there. Here we are looking back at the tee on hole 3 and down the fairway, and here was this big tree I was talking about, and you can see the basket kind of up and to the right around maybe 60-70 feet. Nice turnover or forehand shot. Here we are at hole 4 tee box. Again, cement tee pad, nice and flush with the ground. A little marker there. This is the pro box, and as we look over here, we can see the am tee box with some nice dirt work done on the front. And then if we look down the fairway, tucked to the left side, not sure you can see it, but it's right in there's the basket behind those bushes. And that's hole 4. Here we are on hole 4's green. As you can see, it opens up. A little danger for the righty hyzer, and certainly some danger short. Down the valley and back up to the tee boxes on the other side of the hill. I'll look at hole 5's pro tee pad, 525 feet. Nice long cement tee pad, again flush with the ground, no concerns about coming off the edge of the pad here. And if we look down the fairway frame between those 2 trees, we can find the basket back across the valley and up the rise just in front of that kind of bushy tree right there. Here we are at 5's green. A little bit of trouble you can get in if you go long. A couple trees off to the left. And as we look back down the hill, we can see framed, I believe, between those 2 trees, hole 5's tee pad. Hole 6 tee pad, nice flush with the ground, cement tee pad. And we won't be able to see the basket for this one, but it's long and down toward the right behind some beautiful magnolia trees down there. Here we can see hole 6's green, kind of a fast green sloping up and then down away from the basket to the bottom of the hill. If we pan over, we can see that magnolia tree I was telling you about, kind of behind those cement benches up there. A ditch behind it, but it hasn't been OB in the tournament that I've played in. It's about 12 to 15 behind. Here we are at hole 7's tee pad. Again, nice concrete tee pad flush with the ground. Look, this is going to be kind of an ante or maybe a forehand shot for a righty. Does follow a natural left turn for any left-handers. If we walk up and look to the right, we can see the basket sitting beside some trees on the uphill slope. I'm here. Here we are at hole 7's green, pretty tight green protected by trees. If we back up and look back across the valley toward the pavilion, we can see the tee box back into the left. The am tee will be right there on the hillside where that frame is at. Here we are at hole 8's tee. A very, very tight fairway. If we look down the fairway and back up the other hillside, we can see the basket sitting over there. I'll look at hole 8 basket in green. I'm about 25 long, but if we go look at what happens when you come up a little short, you can see you got quite a big ravine in between you and the am tee over there. So if you're going to go for it, make sure to commit so you get up on this hillside so you don't have to putt from the bottom of that ravine. I'll look at 9's basket kind of on a slippery green with a steep hillside. We'll take a look at the green when we get down there, and a look back at the tee box. It's only about 165 feet.